cars. They actively allowed this to happen in our country while anyone speaks out about it is called racist and arrested. The Home Office has admitted that it has lost failed asylum seekers in this country. So I ask you this, where are they? Why did they fail? How did they manage to be lost? The Home Office believes many are still in this country, so why aren't they doing more to protect us from these clearly dangerous men? The Home Office is actively putting us in danger, and they don't care.
First duty of government, protect your citizens.
They will call you racist for being here. I've been called racist since I was 16 years old. But do you know what the real racism actually is? Racism is targeting young, white, working class girls because you see them as easy meat. Racism is overwhelming a country and slaughtering its people. Racism is turning cities into unrecognisable slums. That isn't integration, it's an invasion. I want to end my speech on a positive message to a dreary day. You may not agree with everything I stand for. The person next to you will, most likely, think a little bit differently. Some of you here will only see illegal immigration as an issue, while others may believe legal migration as a whole needs looking into deeper. But one thing is for certain. Today, you have united under one issue, and one issue alone. And that is against these Afghan men raping our children, our grandchildren, our sisters, our brothers, our mothers, and our people. Today, and together, we can put a stop to this. We can make a change, and together we, the people, will be there when the vulnerable need us most. We will be a voice for the voiceless, and we will not stop until justice is served and these men are on the first fight back to the shithole that they came from. Thank you.
Yeah. Tradition guns and armour.
Can I just inquire, is there one of them here by any chance?
Or some to Rwanda.
I do want to do a quick call to action. So, we've got a demonstration. So the reason today we organised was obviously because this morning these Afghan men were in court. And there was a large... So today we organised this because this morning you had all the Afghan men in court. But we want to organise a demonstration next month as well. So on the 11th of July at 1 p.m, the aim is I want to meet at Norwich train station, and we're going to do a march through Prince of Wales Road, and we're going to come all the way up through the market and up to here. The problem is a lot of people won't be necessarily aware this is happening in the towns and cities. You hear these stories all the time, but it's here in Norwich. Norwich is what, 87% white? 87% white English, and we've got an Afghani rape gang. What on earth is going on? Deport them all. Join us on the 11th of July, 1 p.m. Make sure you're there. Bring your friends, and let's have a massive march up to Norwich City Hall. Join us. Give a round of applause for Nathan. Thank you.
Okay, this speech wasn't written by me, it was written by an Iranian friend of mine, and she has suffered what life is like under Islamic rule in Iran, and she had to move from home to another country for her own safety. Living under Islamic rule, the speech is titled, Life under a strict Islamic system means that almost every part of a woman's life is regulated by laws claiming to protect morality and faith, but in reality, they often limit her freedom, identity, and voice. Women in such societies face rules that dictate how they dress, where they can go,
I am
and
too,
even
James.
how they should think. They are required to cover their bodies completely, appearing in public without proper clothing can lead to arrest, punishment or humiliation, A woman's actions are constantly watched by authorities, relatives, and even strangers who believe it is their duty to correct her behaviour. Education and work, things most people take for granted, are often treated as a privilege instead of rights. Many girls stopped from studying beyond a certain age, and women can be banned from working public places. Even those are allowed to work may need permission from a male guardian. Step by step, the system removes women from public life and confines them to their homes. Marriage laws are also deeply unequal. Girls can be forced into marriage at young age, sometimes before they fully understand what marriage means. A woman usually cannot marry, travel, or even work without the approval of a man. In cases of divorce, custody of children is inherited right heavily favoured by men. In court, a woman's testimony can count for less than a man's, and her words may be doubted simply because of her gender. In such systems, where to exist in a free, democratic society, it would destroy the balance between men and women and take away rights people now consider basic freedoms of speech, education, and self-expression. It would create where the world where obedience replaces choice and fear replaces faith. For women living under these rules, every simple act, like showing their face, walking alone, reading, working, or speaking freely, becomes an act of courage. Their daily lives are silent battles for dignity in a system that refuses to see them as equals. Thank you.
So I've been told that the Road to Men procession, which is usually the first week of July, has actually been moved to the second week, which is the 11th. So we are going to move our protest. We're going to move it to 18th of July, just so we're not conflicting with the Lord's Mayor procession. So 18th of July, same thing. We'll be at the train station, march down to Norwich City Hall. Usually it's the first week of July. So yeah, Jane, do you want to come up and give him say a few words? Everyone give a round of applause for Jane, please. From the Pink Ladies.
Evening, guys. Thank you all for coming. My name's Jane. Obviously, I'm part of the Pink Ladies. I travel around the country trying to encourage other women to stand up and sort of face this head on. We've got a battle ahead, and it's getting worse. Obviously, cities like this, we are one of the last cities to get this sort of thing, but it's coming everywhere. It's going to be in small towns, villages, all across the country before long if we don't put a stop to it. I know they are thinking about putting them in the army bases up near Thetford there, the air base. Then this city will be inundated with these illegal men. It's only going to get worse from there. Anyway, talking about the rape gang inquiry this week, I hope you've all read it, although it's extremely upsetting, but I think we should read it. I think we all should read it and see exactly what has been happening to our poor girls for decades. It's disgusting. They've been laid out on the altar of depravity for cultural cohesion, and enough's enough. We need to stand up and be loud and proud and put an end to this disgusting behaviour. Anyway, I will read out some of these that I've printed off as placards. Obviously you can't see them over there, so I thought I'll read them out. So, First one, rape gang survivor. He took me to a police station and forced me to retract my statement on one of the other men, and then the police dropped it all. The police allowed him to be my appropriate adult. And how's that? The police let them take her away again and be her appropriate adult. This is a child. The police are complicit in these rape gangs. It's another rape gang survivor. The police didn't do anything last time. I told them that it was essentially forced, and they smirked at me in my own home and left. So I mean, there was no evidence that they were going to do anything different, that they were actually going to do anything to support us. Another survivor. It started when I was 13. I was raped by probably about 600-700 different men over 3 years. 600 to 700 different men. That I don't know how she survived. I honestly don't. I don't know how she carried on in life. She must be one strong lady today. Father of a rape gang survivor. She'd already been raped by this point by a gang, and most of the gang members went to her school. So they started off from school age. A rape gang survivor. They called it the party house. So there were constantly men coming, anywhere between 10 and 20 men at any one time in the house. But one time on Eid, I remember him shouting at me, telling me I had to get friends out because his relatives were coming from Birmingham to celebrate Eid, and they were expecting girls to be waiting here for them. So Eid, one of their celebrations, they needed extra girls so they could have fun in their party house. Mother of a rape gang survivor. She disappeared on Christmas Day. The first time the police brought her back, I said to the police, she's with a strange guy in the flat, charging her phone. Apparently they didn't want to talk about it, who the man was, where he was from, or anything. All the police had to say to me is, can you come to some agreement where you both can work together so she doesn't go missing again? This one is the NHS is complicit. Did the NHS play a part? Were you able to talk to them? A rape gang survivor. I went when I was 13 with chlamydia, and then I got genital herpes, and then I had a miscarriage, and that was all between the age of 13 and 15. So they knew something was going on. I did once go and I explained to the doctor because I was like, can you give me some antidepressants or something? And the doctor said, well, I don't think that's warrant enough to give you those when you're so young. The NHS are complicit.
They get driving lessons, they get scooters.
Have I been cooked it? Have I been? Could you keep it away?
Yeah, I am. And tell them what to do things. Yeah.
Rape gang survivor. And I can tell you now, not a single one of them men during that time that I met were coming here fleeing war and were scared of what was going on at home. They were coming here because they thought they could have fun. None of them were good people. Not a single one had any other mindset other than drinking, drugs, taking a girl, whether she wanted to or not.
Try to force to convert my attic into 3 rooms. Take my house. Yeah. So anyway,
So I like to say, we always get the old lefties saying, oh, white men rape too. Yes, white men rape too. White men are pedos too. But it's not covered up by those who are supposed to protect them. All these animals should be treated equally. My last one is diversity, Great Britain. Rotherham, Rochdale, Oxford, Bristol, Derby, Burton, London, Ipswich, Blackpool, Birmingham, Peterborough, Aylesbury, Keighley, Banbury, Preston, Oldham, Leeds, Slough, Skipton, Telford, Sheffield, Manchester and Norwich! This has got to stop. We need more and more and more people coming and standing out. Yes, the football's on. What's more important? The rape of our children or a fucking game of football?
Former! The former!
I mean, it's right. How much more are we going to take as a country, as a society? Our children are being continually raped in every town and city across the country. Our young kids are being slashed in the street by knife crime that is most predominantly ethnically led. How much more are we going to take until we stand up, until we say no more, and until we deport every single one of them?
Yes! Yes!
If anyone was there at the Brook Hotel in July of last year, 1,500 people turned up outside the Brook Hotel. Do you think we can do that for July 18th? So I want you, I'm going to send you here, when we're done today, I want you to tell a friend, you're not safe, your children aren't safe, it's here, the problems are here, the rape gangs are here, the domestic violence is here, the knife crime is here. Tell your friends, bring them, July 18th, Saturday, 1 p.m, meet at Norwich train station, and let's take our city back! Now, a massive thank you to every single person who turned up to support us today. You're all amazing. I know there's been football on, I know it's a hot day. You know, I had someone put on Twitter earlier they'd rather watch the football. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Thank you for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause, and I'll see you on July 18th.
See you then!
Get off my island, I say.
We could get a chant going quickly.
Guys, I have got a few rape alarms left here. I took a load up to Newcastle on Saturday, but I have got a few left. I think there's about 20 there. And some safety leaflets if anybody would like to take them away to give them to their young girls. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Now we can get a quick chant going before we head off, so... Alright, if I say save our nation, let's go remigration, yeah? Save our nation!
Remigration!
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 See you July 18th. Thank you all for being here. Right.
Get off my island.
Exactly.
Great move around it.
We already have a moat, so we need a wall. Either that or we need Trump. What do you think?
Trump would be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump would be good as PM.
Exactly.
Like good PM.
Yeah.
Like Tyson Fury said,